What I need to show here is very, very, very simple. But as I said, simple does not mean easy. Simple, in fact, means unbelievably difficult. Because the word simple is a French word. They use it and it means single. So if you're a tennis fan and you watch the French Open, they have the two big tournaments in the French Open. They have the Monsieur Simple and the Monsieur Double. And they have the Mesdames Simple and the Mesdames Double. Now there's nothing about playing in the French Open, whoever you are, that is easy. You know, it is always incredibly difficult. What I have done here is to draw a rectangle freehand. But now have a look please at this. I draw the rectangle freehand. That doesn't mean I draw the rectangle clumsily or carelessly. It's drawn with the greatest of care. Each one of these lines are as perfect as I can make it. They're not 100% perfect. That's impossible. And if I wanted them to be 100% perfect, I would have drawn them with a ruler. I don't want them to be 100% perfect. I want them to be 100% caring, 100% with every ounce of concentration that I can muster must go into this line and that line and that line. If you show me or anybody else, if you show a drawing that's got the lines drawn like that, you throw it away. It's junk. Make it neat. Make it perfect. And if you can't get it perfect enough to your taste, like this one's got a little bump there, then by all means draw the line a second time and try to make it perfect in the second drawing. But take care. That's what it means. Taking care, taking affection and showing what you want to do. Right, now, this is the brush I'm going to use. Unfortunately, I've lost my best watercolor brush. I've mislaid it, I hope. And I hope that I'll find it again. Right, now for the moment, I've got some sienna here. Oh, sorry, I have to do this here. For the moment, I have some sienna there, which is slightly wet, and I can put it in there. Now I can mix a wash. And I've got some blue here, which is also still slightly damp because it's fresh, and I've got it in here. Now here, I need to mix enough of this wash. This is the wash in here. While it's inside here, this is a porcelain bowl. It's the best that you can get. This is from London. I don't know how I managed to get hold of it. Probably, this little thing is probably about 30 years old, this palette. Then you can also, if you can't get hold of that, then you can get hold of a palette, of a plastic palette, which does exactly the same thing. Your colors, your squeezes of colors go out on the ridges. And there. And your wash mixes, the watery paint goes into the little dimples. So there it is ready to go. So now I start there. In the corner, is exactly in the corner as I can. And take great care with it. And draw my first flood from left to right, exactly on the outline. This is enormous care that you have to take with that. When you get to this corner, it's difficult because you don't want to go over the next line. So you rotate your brush and you work downwards. And you work downwards. Give yourself a little bit of space. Now link to that wash, that first wash. Not sure what kind of paper this is in the Moleskine book. It looks like it could be Bockingford because it seems to resist the paint in a very, very nice way. The Fabriano that you can get, Lou, is very good. It's a very good paper. But nothing is as good as Bockingfoot, because what we need to have happen is for the wash to sit down on the paper and somehow to stay on the surface of the paper without sinking in too much. The sinking in spoils it, and then it becomes just tinted paper. But this one, I'm going to go over that little bump to straighten it out, over that little bump to straighten it out, and then in here again, as carefully as I am capable of doing it. I'll make this corner perfect. Okay. Don't go over the lines with watercolor. The reason for this is that when you eventually exhibit your watercolor painting, these four edges, oh, I shouldn't have done that one, because that might go funny. But if it goes funny, as long as it doesn't go too funny, it's okay. The rule with watercolor is get your wash done and step away from it. Walk away from it. Don't sit there and watch it. I can worry over that now. I can worry over that for 20 minutes or 2 hours. It's not going to help. If I try to fix that, I'll make it 10 times worse. You see here at the bottom where it's really wet, you can soak up the excess paint with the corner of your paintbrush. Now the brush that I've mislaid is exactly the same as this one. It's just a little bit bigger. It's 1 inch wide, so it's a wide brush. I'll show you now. It is essentially as wide as this brush, and you can lay a big wash with it. I'm just going to get some water on it, this one. I'm not going to paint with it now. This is probably ox hair, it doesn't say, 1 inch brush as well. And with this you can draw much wider. So you can do a big watercolor painting with this. Not with the little one that I've used now. This little one. It's just not good enough. They call it red sable. Apparently that means it's genuine, I don't know. Red sable, white sable, blue sable, black sable. One of them they're advertising as being genuine. Now this has to dry. And it has to dry perfectly. And once it dries, it gets a different quality to it. It gets a quality of dried blood kind of thing, like a scab on your wrist. And that is beautiful. So I should get a nice little scabbiness there, and a nice little scabbiness on this bottom edge.